I like abandoned places. Not just because of their super detailed beauty. Even though these places are a sight to behold in their own right, it's not the main reason why I like to come across or even to explore an abandoned structure. I like the feeling of emptiness they give you. The feeling of something that once was but isn't anymore. The feeling that lets you know that you're alone even though your mind screams otherwise. It's places like these that bring me a little bit of rest. Yet, they make my mind race with thoughts and theories of what might have happened here that make this place go abandoned. Why did people leave? Where did they go to if they ever went anywhere else? Or better yet, what kind of history does this place hold? What you're currently looking at is an abandoned retirement home where seniors came to live the last couple of years of their lives. It's not too crazy to think that this place might be haunted by the ghosts of people that saw this place as their final destination. Alright, so where am I going with this? Well, all this is to set the theme for this video, because what you're about to see has the same flair to it. Let's get into why I actually made this video. It's to show off my map, TTT Forgotten. This map is probably my most complete map to date, and I haven't really shown it off all that well. Little fragments here and there for sure, but not everything. This is also a really great opportunity to look at how my skills as a mapper have improved and how I need to move forward from this. But before we dive deep into this map, let's go over some history first. Development on this map started at around the end of November last year. Yeah, it's been that long apparently. I honestly didn't even realize that until I started making this video. How time flies when you're busy. It was an idea coming from a group of interstellar friends who desperately wanted to play Trouble in Terrorist Town together. However, because everybody's computer was wildly different from each other, certain maps didn't play very well on some of the machines. There was also the ever-present issue of missing content because not everyone owned the entire Source Engine collection needed to have a good time in Gary's mod. So some buds would get the infamous black and purple checkers and big-ass error signs, which didn't make the game nicer to play. We would go above and beyond to try to explain each other how to load content into Gary's mod and how to get all the textures to work properly. We would whine in the Discord voice chat group for hours because the maps either didn't work on someone's machine or because it was simply overplayed and boring. Then it hit me. I've been experimenting with map making for a while, so why not make a map myself and let my friends play on that? It would include only the textures that everyone has. It would be lightweight and really fun to play. I set out a goal for myself that seemed simple on the surface, but I knew it was going to be difficult as it goes on. So having the history lesson out of the way, let's go back to the abandoned retirement home. I have been here before I started making the map, checking out its wonders, trying to take in the history of the place. It inspired me. Honestly, abandoned places are a great way to test how detailed you can make your maps, since it would need a lot of debris, vegetation or decals, and lots of trash lying around the place. Not only was I going to do my friends a service, I was going to challenge myself big time. However, instead of an abandoned retirement home, I went for an abandoned school, because I like the big hallways with dirty lockers aesthetic. And some of my friends gave me the idea. So I went back home and started blocking out the map in the layout that I wanted. I didn't draw it out on paper, nor did I do any other sort of preparation. The screenshots you're currently seeing are very early development screenshots. You can see how I gradually started to evolve the map and its geometry, which at first looked very basic, but I kept adding onto it to make it look more detailed and advanced looking. It actually made it seem like I knew what I was doing. I started experimenting with lighting more and found about the right look that I wanted to have. It looked nice in this way. but it was far from being complete. I needed to get rid of these depth textures and I needed to bring it into the next level. I started to add textures already to get a really good feel of what the place should look like. It was great finally seeing my map take shape and to experience it with proper textures for the first time. It made it look a whole lot more real. To me and to my friends. I would occasionally send my friends transmissions on how the development was going. They got excited each time I showed them what I've added. It gave me the confidence boost to keep me going with this project. I started adding more and more to the map and eventually I got a playable pre-alpha version, which you are seeing right now. It's nowhere near the end product I want to give to my friends or other people, so I kept development going. I tweaked a few things and I added a few other things. I added a large outside place beyond the playable area, which was a very bad idea for performance, so I eventually got rid of it in later updates. It was sad to let it go, but it was simply too redundant. I've added more playable areas and gave them a nice lick of paint, and that eventually became the map TTT Forgotten. A school that has seen way better days. A place with history and charm. I eventually gave my friends the Alpha 2 version of the map to play with. They played through it a bit, and got bored of it pretty quickly. I guess making them wait for over 3/4 of a year kind of faded the flames inside of them. So I eventually made a decision to upload the map onto the Steam Workshop. I thought it would probably be buried under all the content being uploaded, but that wasn't completely true. The map even made it to the homepage for a day. That was amazing. Currently, the map has over 6,900 subscribers and the ratings have mostly been positive. It sits on a nice 4 stars on the download page, so that's quite nice. I would say that my work hasn't been done in vain, but to be honest, I already knew that. I learned a lot from my experience making this map. I learned how to detail my maps. I know how to texture things more properly and how to play with lighting to make areas look really nice. I also learned a few things about publishing stuff to the Steam Workshop, and how you need to build cube maps for both HDR and non-HDR settings, which I didn't know. Which is why some people get the black and purple checkers effect as a reflection instead. Stupid mistake. I know. Heck, my map even got featured on the Yogscast. I do actually count that as an achievement, even though they didn't put a link to download my map in the description, which is a bit unfortunate. But hey, I did appear in a Yogscast video, so that makes me smile a little inside. Most of the issues the map currently has, like the reflections glitch and the lack of weapons, are going to get fixed in Alpha 3, which has been released recently. It has some new areas as well that increases the total play area a little bit. Not by much, but still a bit. So, it's conclusion time now. It has been a great learning experience, but I still got a long road to go. I am a noob on some fronts. For example, Alpha 2's skybox boxed the entire map. And that's bad, specifically for performance. Oh, and the map's file size is astronomical. But that's because it also includes custom textures, and high-resolution light maps in some places. Yeah, probably not the best decision, I know. But then again, it's a learning experience. And I'll continue to get better. And after all, I'm quite happy with how most of the map looks currently. So there's that. Now go ahead. Download the map. Feel alone and isolated. Maybe even a little scared. Or get your friends to join you. It's a Trouble in Terrorist Town map after all. So shut down CSGO Dead Zone for a minute and go play something else. Variety is good.